then connect you with our nephew. He just relocated to South Jamaica from a very lucrative stint in East New York. We could corner the market.
Now, what's the next move for Unique now that everybody can finally stop saying Unique is Breeze? We got our introduction, which in my opinion, I really liked. I thought it was a great way to introduce Breeze, nothing too over the top. Brief introduction to Kanan, brief introduction from Snaps and Pop in terms of how Breeze is a visionary, a scholar, and someone who also has a bright mind. So I am glad that we can finally put Unique being Breeze theories to bed. But that is also going to form part of this breakdown. We're going to be talking about the trio of Unique, Breeze, and Kanan. A new alliance that we might see in Season 5 thanks to Snaps and Pop. How would the alliance work? What would it look like? And where could it end up come the end of Season 5? That's going to be part 2 to this breakdown. Part 1, we're going to take a look at Unique's next move in terms of hitting Rock's organization, some interesting conversations he might have with Rock, and also Lou taking Panessa hostage. So that's the agenda for today's breakdown. With that being said, let's start with the war with Rock, where I do actually want to start with the Italians.
Monday CRM has the best AI features in the game.
Especially in sales.
Hands down.
So for me, email composition works like magic. You know.
Now I do think we have to start with the Italians because of their influence, where they sit on the chessboard, what was revealed in episode 10, and the huge betrayal from Phil Russo. Towards the end of 410, we saw Unique meeting Phil Russo because he wanted the go-ahead to finally hit Rock and her organization in Queens. Earlier on in Season 4, when Unique managed to get the backing of Phil Russo, he refused to give him the permission to take the attack to Queens because it would have caused a direct conflict with Stefano. At the time, we thought it was because there was a lot of tension between the two Italian mob bosses. Little did we know, these Italians have been playing the Thomases and Unique the entire time. What a surprise, who would have thought you could never trust the Italians? It was revealed that Phil Russo was actually the one who called the hit on Sal Baselli to take his position, and when Stefano threatened to make that public within his organization, Phil Russo took a stab at Stefano, but missed. That was an important takeaway from episode 10. Stefano isn't dead, so that's something we do have to remember when it comes to the grand scheme of things in terms of this war. That's also why he did kind of look defeated towards the end. He knows he's fucked up. If you're going to take a stab at one of the Italian crime bosses, don't miss. And that's why he gave Unique permission to go on the offensive, because it is about to be no holds barred anyway. When Stefano eventually returns, if he returns, I personally do think he will, because I don't think he's dead and he's also going to want revenge. So it is going to start to get really messy between the Italians from Stefano's end and also Phil Russo's end. Phil Russo just looks like a guy who knows time is ticking. He knows he's got nothing more to lose, which is why he gave Unique the go-ahead to attack Queens. However, at this moment in time, Stefano has already cut off the Thomases. He wanted nothing to do with them, but maybe that may change come Season 5 because of Phil Russo's betrayal. If Stefano wants to take a shot at Phil Russo and the Italians out in New Jersey, maybe he will reconsider his relationship with the Thomases, because in his words, they love to use these little guys for their proxy wars. He also does have a bit of a thing for Rock if any of you guys have noticed. The way he's spoken about Rock definitely has a thing for her for sure. However, as I just mentioned before, with these Italians, there are big trust issues here. Marvin even mentioned to Rock not too long ago, they needed to make a move on Stefano themselves. We've all seen Stefano trying to play between Marvin and Rock. We saw him do it with both. So, if they are to get back into bed with the Italians, they do need to be very careful. Definitely something to keep in mind in the grand scheme of things when it comes to this war between New York and New Jersey. The Italians definitely will have a part to play. Now with Unique, we saw him attacking Rock's organization. Thanks to E-Tone, he put the final nail in the coffin for Rock's transportation. He then started to light up the Chinese restaurants, which I do think were useless anyway. Erwin already told Rock their business partnership was done, but Unique wasn't to know and it still hurts Rock. She's got all this product come through from Hafiz and the Afghans. She made big promises to Hafiz earlier on in the season, where he did warn, the bloodiest wars were fought over territory. That was a foreshadow for what was eventually coming Rock's way towards the end of Season 4. But now that she's got all this product from Hafiz and the Afghans, but no infrastructure to move the product, no transportation, her business is a complete mess, and they're also facing a lot of gunfire from every single direction. We saw Marvin coming under heavy gunfire towards the end of episode 10, and Unique and Akbar's guys from Trenton, they were still out in Queens. They wanted a hell of a lot of smoke. Who knows whether they took it to Rock's house or where they went after hitting Marvin. We'll only get that answer come episode 501. However, Rock did also make her move, which I do think will calm the situation down in the short term. She had Lou watching Panessa's mother, which eventually led him straight to Panessa and Jerome. He then grabbed both, and now they have Unique's biggest weaknesses held hostage. So that is something they can use to defuse the situation in the short term at the beginning of Season 5. Rock mentioned if Unique's targeting Kanan, then family is fair game. Although I would hope that Rock and Lou don't do anything to Panessa and Jerome, because they've just been caught up in this war between Unique and Rock, which actually started with Unique getting the wrong end of the stick. Let's remember, all of this started because of Ronnie back in season 3, that's number 1. And number 2, Unique not being right in his mind. He still believes that Rock had something to do with taking him out with Ronnie back in 305. Whether he ever comes around to believing that she didn't, I mean, who knows. I do think there will be a couple of conversations between Unique and Rock in season 5, especially when she reveals that she's got Panessa and Jerome. That definitely will diffuse the situation in the short term, but there's also the small matter of Rock's pregnancy and abortion. Let's not forget, Unique was the one who got Rock pregnant, and I do think that may be something that still comes out in conversation in season 5. I do think Patina Miller may have hinted at it in one of her interviews, so it might just be worth keeping this in the back of our minds heading into season 5. But overall, in terms of this war with Unique, I do think because Lou and Rock have Panessa and Jerome, they do kind of have the upper hand. No matter how much noise Unique is making in Queens, once Unique finds out that Rock has Panessa and Jerome, Unique definitely will have to...
Damn. Hey, damn.
stand down. But the beef definitely won't end there between Unique and Rock, that's for sure. A lot of bodies will fall, a lot of chess games will be played, mind games, and there's also going to be people looking at the situation thinking they can definitely profit from this. Chaos creates opportunity. And well, that brings me on to how Snaps and Pop are probably seeing it exactly that way. An opportunity to bring 2 or 3 characters together in an unlikely alliance. Unique, Kanan, and Breeze.
If you want to drop your auto insurance rate, then don't skip this video.
Take a look. I've removed my personal info, guys.
Now during this conversation, Snaps did mention teaming up with Unique. He said it's the ideal arrangement. They have their own connect and transportation. I'm not exactly sure who they're referring to when they say they have their own connect, but I have no doubt they've got their connection somewhere. We know these guys are very experienced in the game. They have a lot of resources, connections.
I don't think bro that would do this shit be watching. I mean, he be paying attention, but they literally said they was using Unique's Connect. Cause I remember when Kanan looked at the niggas like, huh? He couldn't really figure it out, you feel me?
And alliances, they're pretty well patterned when it comes to every single part of the game. That's why they're in the position they're in. But Snaps mentioned if they put him with Unique, as well as introducing him to his nephew, together they can corner the market. Now what's Snaps and Pops' game? They wanted a bigger piece of the pie. The cash that they have rolling in from Kanan at this moment is definitely good. But just imagine if he was able to team up with Unique, with the soldiers that he has from Trenton. Just imagine if they were to bring in their nephew Breeze. Imagine how much damage they could cause together, how much money they could make, how big their empire could actually be. And well, if you're putting Kanan, Breeze and Unique together, it's just going to end up filling Snaps and Pops' pocket even further. That is something I do think we should be looking forward to come season 5, a potential alliance between Unique, Kanan and Breeze. We've already seen Unique and Kanan meet back in 409, where Unique was really impressed with Kanan. He stood his ground when he came to talk to him about Crystal, but also stood his ground and didn't hesitate to tell Unique he was the one who checked Ronnie, and he'd do it again. Ironically, if you go back to 305, Ronnie mentioned to Unique nobody checks him. Well, Kanan did, checkmate to Kanan in 310.
Nobody checked me, Meek. Nigga needed to be checked, so I checked him. And I'll do it again.
Now Unique really liked the way Kanan's grown. He sees the potential in him. He knows that he can make a lot of money.
That nigga said that little boy growing up, man. Oh shit, cuz. That nigga said, I really like how this little nigga turning out. That shit was funny.
And he also knows that if he brings him on board, it would also mess with Rock. And I do think there will be an alliance with Unique. Snaps and Pop have the connect, they have the transportation, Unique's got the soldiers, and now they can expand through Kanan and Breeze. It's a win-win situation for every party involved. However, what have we learned when it comes to the world of power? There will always be some sort of betrayal and backstabbing. These two guys are very young, ambitious, pretty raw, which is why Snaps and Pop were mentoring Kanan in season 4. They saw the potential in Kanan, so they wanted to make sure that he was on the right.
Nigga, but they really wasn't though. They ain't really said shit. He pop in from time to time, drop some money off, but really, you know, it ain't really just been no motion.
A path, help him correct his wrongs, but they are still very young, raw, full of emotion, just like we saw in episode 10. They're going to be hungry to get to the top of the food chain. And how do you get to the top of the food chain when someone's already sitting in that seat? You guys definitely know the answer. We've seen and heard countless of stories in Power. You have to take out the boss. Just like Kanan said back in season 2 of Power, why wouldn't Roller want to take out the boss? It's the same shit you did to Breeze. Same thing if anyone's in the way of your future. And eventually I do see a scenario where Kanan and Breeze could make a play on Unique. Both Breeze and Kanan will definitely be getting some big scalps. And I do think there's only one way it ends for Unique. In my Marvin character breakdown earlier this week, in the comment section I posed the question, do you think Marvin's story arc ends with death or jail? I do still think Marvin has to die to really unleash Duke, but for this one, I'm not going to ask the question, because I do think Unique's story arc will end with Unique's death. Because if you think about who Unique is as a character, ask yourselves, what has he always wanted from day one? He's wanted to be the king of the kingdom, he's wanted to rule queens. However, we know at some point Kanan and Breeze will be the ones who take over queens for themselves. We do know at least that part of the story where eventually Breeze becomes that guy. And if Breeze is eventually the top dog, alongside Kanan, and a young Ghost and Tommy underneath them, you have to ask the question, where's Unique? Where's Snaps and Pop? Especially with their betrayal around Fame and Crystal. If Kanan and Breeze do work with Unique in season 5, for as long as Unique's around, they'll always be second and third in command. And we know that's not going to last long as we transition into Power Origins. So, I do eventually see a scenario where one of Kanan or Breeze get a big scalp in season 5. Unique. I mean, we've already seen Kanan getting a big scalp in Ronnie Mathis. What if he was to take out Unique, both brothers? For Breeze and Kanan to really grow in the game and take that next step up, Unique's gonna have to go. Now having said that, we've all seen season 4 in its entirety, and what a chess game it was, especially from Snaps and Pop. Well, season 5 will definitely be no different, except it is gonna have a lot more blood and a lot more death. So if we are talking big scalps such as Snaps, Pop, and the likes of Unique, you can guarantee there's gonna be a lot of manipulation, twisting of the truth, people stabbing each other in the back, making certain plays that benefit themselves. The crazy thing is, we don't even know what Breeze is capable of yet either. We've just got a very brief introduction to him. So again, what role will he play when it comes to taking queens? Let's remember, he is a nephew of Snaps and Pop, and we are definitely all well aware of who they are after season 4. But come the end of season 5, I do expect Breeze and Kanan to have cleared the chessboard, where they end up being the ones in control. A lot of big players will fall, and even if they do build this alliance with Unique through Snaps and Pop, I do feel like it will be short-lived.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, this little nigga that play Kanan right now, if he is the one that's supposed to be dude's successor and really be on that, and they supposed to, you feel me?
Hello everyone, Jim here.
Bruh,
Today
he gonna have to boss up. Even his acting skills, he gonna have to boss up all the way. I'm trying to tell you. discuss this feud with Joey. Look what this nigga talking about.
Oh, we talk about Hoey. Nah. This is rap, man. This is just rap. It's just rap. Ain't no none of that. You feel me? Like, Joey a good rapper. You feel me? I'm competitive. You feel me? He came for us. You feel me? And we just, I'm the crash out. I'm the TDE crash out baby. So you mentioned Dot. You ain't gonna say it directly, but we read through the lines. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna jump out there. You closer to me than you is to him. So I'm gonna take that personally. You feel me? Oh, we talk about.
I ain't gonna lie. You getting your ass cooked right now. He getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm glad you said that. It's just rap. Because it is just rap. You feel me? But it's 1v5 right now, bruh. It's one man really handling his business. You dig what I'm saying? Against all y'all, fool, bro. That's, yeah. I don't know. It's not a good look, gang. Not a good look. DJ Frog is a second distance. I don't want to watch that shit. Man, what kind of burger cuz eating? Oh, he eating that marathon burger.
Switch to Google Fi.
My nigga D went there. He said it was straight. He said there was too much cheese on it, though. Let's see what Gina hollering.
Before Jobber, I had these folders from Staples, pre-printed for construction projects, tracking 3
users. I canceled my premium membership, and this shit instantly started with the commercials. I'm like, damn, why I don't get commercials? I see the premium going. Bruh.
They made a record, homie.
She done made the intro, make these niggas rap. She on a Joey Badass.
Wow.
What's it called?
Oh, yeah, that's probably about to get a ticket, too, huh?
What did she say? What did she say?
Joey chewing through shit. Yum, 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 yum.
Wow. Shout out to Gina Views, man. She be wanting niggas to rap, and she asked for it, and they are rapping.
Now, she is retweeting in the middle of the battle. In the middle of the battle. It's going, though, right?
Yeah.
She is now retweeting Joey. That's why he put her on, right? That's why, you know what I'm saying?
She's retweeting Joey. So she's not fully West Coast.
No, she West Coast, but she's saying that Joey got it. She got on the intro. That's kind of crazy. That's why he put on the intro.
Nah, nigga, hell. Hey, listen, one thing I got to tell you, though, bruh. Just because you from an area and we talking about strictly rap business right now, strictly rap business, bro, you ain't, we not gonna spur a nigga just cause he from your area, nigga. If you getting cooked, you getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? I understand, bro, this is just friendly banner, but I'm just keeping it real, bro. Like, just cause you from the area don't mean you feel me? You better be able to goddamn put some goddamn belt to ass. If we rapping, belt to ass. If you not putting belt to ass, I'ma let a nigga know, hey, yeah, nigga on your head. Now I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you, but it's just rap, bro. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? This is sport, bro. Like, it ain't this side of that. Nigga, it is, but it ain't. You feel me? Like, you got to be a truth teller in these parts, especially when you a true hip hop head and you love to listen to rap, bro. Like,
so Gina Views ain't really nah.
It's probably not code. I don't know if that's standing on code or not.
Nah, she not standing on business.
Yeah, that's where it get tricky. I was just telling AD this shit because he's going live. And he going live to react to everything. I said, you got to be cautious. I know you may have an unbiased take, but right now it's vital, and they're going to use that unbiased take against the West Coast or whoever how they do with Gina. That was an unbiased take.
Yeah.
It's like, Joey chewing and shit. Woo. Okay, when it takes somebody from the West Coast and let me put it on my song. This your own people saying it about you, boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, that's
I mean, so? It ain't even about it being your own people, bro. It's rap, nigga. Don't matter who or where it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's for sport. And if it is, it is. Hey, guess what? Be better. Do better next time. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't agree with it. I don't.
One thing I would definitely like to start off is I love everybody's records. I love the beef. I love the rapping, but I would love to keep it just Rayvon and Joey Badass right now. I know everybody want to hop in there, put their 2 cents in there. Everybody can rap from the West Coast. Obviously, now y'all can see we fully prepared on what's going on.
if wartime is here, we really prepared. But I would definitely like to leave it as just a Rayvon and Joey Badass. Even though Reason, they definitely threw Reason name in there.
Reason kicked
so
the door
Reason
open.
definitely had a reason, you know what I'm saying, to get in there, hop in there, and do his thing. And he did, in my opinion, he did great. He has one of the best records to come out of this whole battle, if you're asking me. But everybody else, I think y'all should just stand down. And this is East and West. Let them go at it. And if your name is called, feel me, yeah, come on up. You feel me?
Let me ask you now. If it was just based on them, do they even need to keep going at this point?
Do they need to keep going?
Take away all the other records, the Daylights and all that. Just look at the Rayvon. Well, he dropped like 3 or 4. 3.
Oh well, yeah, and Daylight too. He get a reason to make his records too because he was dissed multiple fucking times.
So who you talking about?
Here's a quick visual to show how IULs can help build generational wealth. The first wealth bucket is a death benefit.
Nigga, I'm finna put an ad blocker on her in a minute. Soon as I get out, I'm finna put an ad blocker on her.
Daylight and Reason good, cool, but everybody else no. I don't want nobody else to rap.
Who? Because now that's the problem. You like,
well,
it's like talking in
whoever
circles.
from Joey's camp and his boys over there, what's his name? Because I don't know his name.
CJ Fly.
CJ Fly.
Who?
You talking about Kai Cash?
You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want you to rap.
Kai Cash.
Kai Cash.
They getting mentioned. CJ got mentioned too.
Shout out Kai
like you
Cash,
said,
man.
Like you just said, Reason got mentioned. So that's what I'm saying.
Bro, yes, bro. T-Real got a point though, bro. Jay hit a 3, bro. He hit a J3. He had a nice little song and all that, but you stand down, nigga. Damn. And then this the crazy thing. Yeah, it's rap, but I'm like, bro, the whole time, his shit was hard. But all he was talking about was shooting niggas. Metaphorically and goddamn literally, bro. I'm like, dude, calm down, gang. Ain't one time this nigga really was just popping no violent shit. He really lyrically whooping y'all ass with his pen. And y'all talking about, man, anyways, bro.
It's details, it's context.
So who made CJ?
CJ didn't respond.
Ray mentioned him early.
Yeah, he mentioned all the pro era niggas.
Not in the.
I'm just telling you, people get mentioned. Like you said, that's what.
He mentioned way earlier though.
He got mentioned, and he ain't been talking since way earlier.
I like Rayvon's first one so far the best. When he shot out Community and Back on Fig. Not just because he did that, but just sonically, I like that song the best out of the 3 he got. The second one, it was cool. It was cool, but it sounded too much like Squabble Up and Peekaboo and all that. And I was just like,
Shike, Reason,
cool.
CJ Fly, Kai Cash,
I like his first one, though.
And K-Boy. K-Boy just did something too. K-Boy, his shit was cool too.
Oh yeah, Curtis King. Curtis King responded to CJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Come on, Curtis King hard though.
They crew getting called out too, so I don't get that. So this how I look at this shit. People getting called out. People take it as the West got called out. That's what Gina was saying. Get out here and rap.
Yeah.
Right? So that's for whoever.
Right.
And two, to her point, like if she want to be unbiased like that, and because it's fire to do it that way. She on that record. I'm pretty sure she'll say fuck Joey if somebody else come out with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With something that she felt like is the one, she'll get on that one.
This is how I look at it,
Joey
man.
Bass called AZ Chike ass cheeks.
And that was hilarious.
That was funny.
Hey, bro, listen. Hey, bro, get up off this motherfucker. Listen. If this shit too hot for you, bro, and you really can't rap, cuz, get out the kitchen, cuz. You might as well get a nigga to write your bars for you, and they not gonna do it just for the sake of the, West standing on business. Nigga, you write your own bars or sit on the sideline until you're ready, son. Nigga, he called him ass cheeks. Yeah, he was booty butt cheeks. Come on, bro. I mean, listen. I'm not here to say that cuz don't make a good record. He do. But he ain't ready for this type of time. Bro, you need to run a few more laps.
That's how I look at it,
I didn't know
man.
he was talking about.
East Coast
I seen
niggas,
in the comments.
East Coast niggas, y'all niggas is trash right now. Y'all ain't got no weapons, nigga. West Coast got all weapons, nigga. Leave us alone, nigga. That's how I look at it. What you think?
Nah, Chike slid though. That shit, I'm playing that right now.
I ain't got no weapons,
That's
nigga.
my whole little push-up party right now.
Right now, they have weapons, but the weapons
What
ain't
weapons
coming
they
out.
got?
I mean,
Who?
Griselda. I mean, they got people that can come out, but I don't know if they finna help Joey. I don't know what they finna do. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Fucking crazy ass. See, this is what I'm saying.
See,
He's
look,
hilarious. He
see?
says Jada Kiss.
Jadakiss.
He want Jadakiss to come out and get involved. Like that's how fucked up he feel like it is out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying this.
He's the OG to step in.
He won't. Yeah, he's saying Jada should hop in.
Rory and Mal and the whole New York. Look, bro, the whole region over there is so biased. It's ridiculous. Like they're not even listening to anything West Coast at all. Like they're
I can't
just
say
like,
about Rory though, because Rory and Demaris, they was just talking about.
I wonder if HoneyBook has any new clients for me today.
I wonder where my best leads come from.
I'm putting U-Blocker on before I go to sleep, and it's bedtime around this mug.
I was just saying them talk about like bigging up Q being an underrated album.
But you can't give a take on this battle and just say, oh, Joey Badass is wiping the floor with all West Coast rappers.
It sound like that's how
you can't do that.
That sound like that's how Gina feel, Rory, and yo.
So Gina
what
feel
are you
like
talking about?
That's how y'all feel. So
you
y'all ain't saying who win.
They haven't stopped yet. Neither one has dropped.
Though? Y'all not giving your honest take.
Neither one has dropped like a death blow. But when I say which one got a better record right now, the finals is in first place.
First place. So look at us.
But
you West Coast.
It's always
you niggas is crazy. All right,
I'm not gonna be biased.
You don't gotta be biased.
The finals in first
and
place.
I'm not gonna bias is good.
They not.
Bias
he's not
is good.
Whooping ass. He not like whooping niggas ass all across the floor. No, he's not. But the finals was a great record.
Good record.
Rayvon came.
For
Reason
sure.
came. Those were all great records. Now they just doing it up. Like I love all these records, but Joey is just not whooping ass all across the floor. He's not doing that. Like, and I don't like they takes. Like,
so if he's not doing that, because this is where it boils down to. Y'all saying he got the best songs, then that means he is doing it.
We didn't say songs.
Best song. Okay, if he has the best song
let the
out of all the
battle
songs.
play out, King. You keep trying to make us.
I'm not trying.
Let the battle play out. You keep trying to make us say like we real.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure you niggas, everybody out, because y'all funny, because y'all ain't got nobody. Damn, that's crazy. Because Roy and them saying that we got the best rappers out here, but then y'all feel like Joey is the best rapper.
I didn't
out of
say
this
he
whole
was
thing.
the best rapper, but he has like the best formulated. I love the finals. It's tight. I fuck with it. But Rayvon, I love his song too, and I also love Reason's song too. Like, it's not like he's killing them off, like to where like, hey, don't make another record. Like, he's not doing that. Like, I just like that song a little bit better than all the rest of them. It's cool. I fuck with it. It's swag to it. I love it. But
Reason, if he didn't throw the little dot season on the top ramen, then yeah, his shit was stupid for sure. But that part of it did fuck it up.
Why? Because he had a little bit of
he didn't have to do
influence.
It. It's like you off to the end zone. You didn't have to do nothing. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, you could have just
I like
left that out. You know what I mean?
I like the Crash Out Rayvon Crash Out record.
Huh?
I like Rayvon Crash Out record second. I like finals. This is just my personal which ones I like the most. I like finals, and then I like the Crash Out second, and then I like the new one that Daylight dropped today. I didn't really rock with the one he dropped. What was that, yesterday? I think he just dropped another one right before he started. It's the second one he dropped today. Well, I'm talking about the one that came out this morning.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That shit Daylight dropped. That shit was trash. The
Oh,
first one he
shit.
dropped.
Whoa, bro.
That shit
Yeah. Hey, Rory and Maul said the same thing though. They said this nigga shit was a booty butt cheeks.
disgusting. I didn't like it.
Nah,
I don't
sis.
care
Oh,
what
come
nobody
on,
said.
dog.
That's my take.
Stand your
man.
ground on the West Coast, man. What you doing?
And what else Cuz said? What did dude say? Geechee Gotti said it was garbage too.
Fuck with it, but he dropped another one called Ayo.
Ayo,
Then
what's up with you, homie?
I mess with it. It was great. It was great. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Daylight, man, this nigga tripping, man.
He was displaying. the
So
whole,
watch
you know
this.
what I'm
See,
saying?
watch this. This the reason why
I love the flow.
it be
I
out
love
of
all
pocket
that.
when a motherfucker say trash. What didn't you like about it?
I just didn't like it. I didn't like the beat selection.
He
I
didn't
didn't like the
understand it.
flow
He
on
didn't
it. Like I just didn't like none of it. It didn't
What?
connect with me. It didn't really connect with me. I didn't. You know
You
what
didn't
I mean?
understand it.
I mean, I could go back and read the lyrics and do all of that. I do that shit to all these niggas. You feel me? But it just didn't connect with me. Just me personally. It just felt like it was
The one
kinda
this
like
morning?
weak.
You didn't fuck with the one this morning?
The one this morning? No, that was yesterday. Ayo
He
was
dropped one this
yesterday.
morning. He
The one
dropped-
this morning, I didn't even catch that. But we'll go over that one. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't catch the one this morning.
Yeah. Nah, this shit good shit though, but I ain't about to keep listening to all that though. Who is
Like
cocky?
Like kind of cocky too.
Too short.
It was cocky?
He was kind of cocky too.
I mean, with all rights, that is too short. I mean, not saying he.
Short dog, baby. Yeah, Sirski. Nah, my nigga Guess he be cooking. What the fuck? Risk react. What happens if someone invades you with? What is this nigga doing? I gotta see what this nigga talking about.
And so IO is merging with Open.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gainer.
Office Bloke Adam. Here we are, three of us. If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below.
Oh, what the fuck these niggas talking about? They got a Florida Gators helmet and a New York Giants helmet. What y'all know about this shit, bro? Y'all don't even... Alright, anyways.
Hard to call it a full-scale invasion. So it turns out that for over 200 years, the U.S. hasn't fought with another country on its territory. Are there reasons for that? Oh, definitely. But first, let's think about possible attack scenarios. So you don't have to be a great strategist to understand it's best to attack where a country is least defended. If we look at the USA, what do we see? The country's surrounded by oceans on two sides, so we need to choose the right coast to attack. To do that, hold on, I have a list. Here it is. This is what the list of the 10 states with the highest defense spending in the 2022 fiscal year looked like. It's clear that Virginia, Texas, and California are at the top in terms of defense, but it's also worth noting that 7 out of the 10 states on this list are located on the east coast of the country. Moreover, if you look at the map of the USA and how the military bases are located, you can also notice that a lot of them are concentrated on the east coast, as if it would be more logical to choose the west coast for an attack. Some experts discussing geopolitics online suggest that an invasion...
That nigga got his chop up on there, you feel me? With the... Man, come on, cuz.
Could be launched from the Gulf of Mexico to cut the country off from a significant portion of its oil supplies. However, there are 2 major caveats to consider. First of all, the U.S. has a strategic oil reserve for situations like this, and it's quite substantial. Secondly, an attack from the Gulf of Mexico puts the opponent in a tricky spot. In response, the U.S. could hit them from 3 different sides. In short, this idea isn't great. But of course we can't...
As soon as you go into the Gulf, it's called the Gulf of Mexico still.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's changed it now to Gulf of America.
They're trying to do that, aren't
they? Yeah. But if as soon as you go in there, you're surrounded pretty much, aren't you?
Yeah.
For the most part. Like you say, you where it hooks around with Florida all the way down through to Texas around there, you kind of just sat in a basin, just waiting to be pounded.
Say with 100% certainty where an attack on the U.S. might be planned. It all depends on the opponent, the nuances of their tactics, the situation at the specific moment in time, and all that. And only if we rely on some arguments can we assume that an invasion might happen from the western side, simply because there's less firepower there. On the other hand, this difference in firepower is very small, so it's unlikely that choosing one shore over the other would provide any serious advantage. But what if there's a land invasion? There are only 2 options here because the United States only shares land borders with Canada and Mexico. Meanwhile, all 3 countries are, at the moment, in neighborly partner relationships. A free trade agreement has been signed and they all gain from the partnership. And not only from it, the U.S. and Canada have long been partners in defense and national security, plus mutual trade and investment between Canada and the U.S. support millions of jobs. To break such relationships, there has to be a really strong reason. And to be honest, I can't think of one. In short, the scenario where an invasion starts from Mexico or Canada is unlikely, at least under the current circumstances. Also, the military strength of Mexico and Canada falls short compared to that of the U.S. Plus, when countries are next to each other, they can quickly launch a counterstrike, and the U.S. definitely has the means to retaliate. No one would start a conflict with a clearly more powerful foe. But let's assume, just assume, that something happened. I don't know, a strange virus made everyone super aggressive and made them attack the neighboring country. Because there's a vast desert in the southwest United States, invaders from the south will have to move either to California or Texas. Yep, you remember right. These are 2 states with the most personnel, and they're the ones focused on the defense industry. Not the best spot for an attack. What about the north and Canada? Well, the invaders will have to cross the Great Lakes to get to the major cities, or at least they'll need to force a few serious rivers. In most areas along the U.S.-Canada border, potential invaders will find plenty of stunning national parks. It's really very beautiful there, but from a military value perspective, the territory, well, it's pretty much pointless. Canada has that kind of beauty too. Plus, in the event of an invasion, all those national parks would likely be filled with military personnel ready to defend. From this perspective, the terrain of the southern border, which is the border with Mexico, is more fitting for military operations.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce.
I'm finna take my ass to sleep, man.
Well, my name is Mari. I'm 21 and I do variety content. I've been streaming for 5 years. I think I would be an amazing asset in addition to Streaming University.
Why?
Because, hey man, I just bring chaotic energy and
Chaotic? We don't want no chaotic motherfucker over here, man. Damn. Man, why everyone? I ain't about to watch that shit.
Hey, neighbors.
Man, I'm watching this shit tomorrow, man. Y'all watching it with me tomorrow, but I'm finna go to sleep, bro. I'm tired, bro. I have to go to work. I'm gonna catch up with y'all.